Hello everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I will be walking you through my no frills weekly reset that gets me organized and ready for the week ahead. I've also made a modification so that if you don't own this planner, you can still do the exact same layout that I will be doing today. So without further ado, let's get started. This is what works for me. It might be different for everyone, so don't feel like you have to do exactly as I'm doing, but the first thing I do is put in my appointments and date-specific events. The reason why these go in first is pretty simple. They are concrete dates and times and things that are non-negotiable in my schedule. Other things such as to-dos can be shifted around to different days or different times, so they go in and kind of fill in afterwards. I'm first going to open up my pocket bullet journal and refer to the upcoming week. This upcoming week is May 12th to the 18th, so I'll do a brief scan and see if I have any appointments booked. Here I have 2 appointments, and these are not related to my work appointments. I have that somewhere else because all of my work and business can be kind of private. So as much as I would love to share my entire schedule with you guys, I can really only share my more personal things, so that is what you're seeing there. Next, I'm opening up my Jibun Techo weekly planner and I'm taking the dates from my monthly and plopping them into the weekly. I find this planner to be super helpful because it has a timeline along the left, so it makes it really easy to schedule in appointments and kind of fit other things around those appointments in your schedule. If you like the look of the Jibun Techo but you don't want to buy one, you can actually replicate the exact same spread in a regular A5 bullet journal. So I made each day 6 boxes across, and then I went all the way down to the bottom of the page. I started at 7 in the morning because that's my typical start time, and then I went all the way to 12:30 in the morning the next day. I also made sure to leave some space along the left side as a margin where you can put any notes, dates, appointments, etc. And here's what it looks like up close. The second step in my weekly reset is something that I call the filtering funnel, and if you've watched my original pocket notebook video, you'll be very familiar with this term, but if you're not, it's pretty much where I go through all of my latest entries and filter through them and kind of sort out what I'm keeping, what I'm discarding, and what I didn't complete and needs to be migrated for the new week. So I'm going back into my Jibun Techo and I'm referring to the week prior. Now you'll notice in this example, I am using the week prior, and that's because I went birdwatching last week and did pretty much nothing in terms of planning, so trust me, this is just an example. Anyway, I go over every single column to see if there are any tasks that haven't been completed, and if they haven't, I will use a zig dot marker just to draw my attention there. As you can see, I've already done that, and I have 3 tasks left over that I have migrated to my weekly task dump. Since they are leftovers, these will be the top priority for next week as I'm putting in my weekly to-do list. Now, if I notice that I'm moving the same task from week to week, and obviously it is not a time-sensitive priority, I will actually pull it out of my weekly planner and put it on a sticky note that I call my too heavy to hold. This sticky note just houses all of the tasks that are taking up so much mental weight, but they aren't time sensitive, so them being on the page is just overwhelming. I'm just making a note that the too heavy to hold is mostly geared towards those of us with ADHD or anxiety disorders. It's sometimes those trivial tasks that cause the most resistance, and that's why I put them here so that I'm not rereading them throughout the week and getting really stressed about it. For me, I struggle with responding to emails, so that's something that I end up putting on this list. And so if you think this is not for you, just don't do it. You can put this anywhere in your planner, but I'll show you where I'm putting mine in a little bit. Now, with all of the remaining tasks, I'm just going to migrate them to the next week, making sure that I put them at the very top because they are going to be my priority. So now I'm going to filter through my pocket notebook using a very similar method, just reviewing every day, and I'm kind of behind in entries since being on vacation, so I'm just going to review the day and see if anything needs to be migrated. Here you can see I did not complete my vocal warm-ups, but I'm not migrating that because I do it so frequently. This is a piece of a guitar learning thing that I want to move over to a more meaningful location, so I'm putting that in my song journal. I've been trying to learn the song Tennessee Whiskey on guitar. I am the most noob you will ever find. I just got a guitar, so I wanted to make sure that I had it somewhere that I would be referencing frequently, and that is going to be my song journal. And again, the goal of my pocket notebook is to get everything from my mind out on paper, but in the end, it's not a notebook that I want to ever see again when I'm done. I want to throw it out, so I want to make sure that anything meaningful is being moved to a better location. When a day has been completely reviewed and completed, I do a little circle with a dash through it using my pink Pentel Energel, and this just means that everything on the page that is important has been migrated to a safer space, and I no longer need to reference the page. So here I'm just doing the exact same thing as before, making that little notation on my page to say that I don't need to see this page anymore, and continuing going through the days. So again, on May 8th, I found something that I wanted to keep. I was looking at buying a pumice stone, so I actually went off camera, added it to my online wish list, and then came back to continue filming. Just under that, I have a quote from Living Untethered, the book. It was kind of a more spiritual quote. I really liked it, and I wanted to commonplace it, so I'm adding it to my commonplace notebook. I find another reason why the filtering funnel is so beneficial is because you use your discernment to figure out what you want to keep and what you don't. And at the same time, when you do decide you want to keep something, it gives your brain another chance to kind of process it and mull over what you have read or absorbed. Just like this quote, I realized how much I liked it. Now with everything safely migrated, we can head over to step number 3. The final step is just pre-planning the week ahead, and I generally focus on recurring tasks and making sure that my Monday is set up for me. So I will go in with the recurring tasks that I know I want to do this week. So I like to work out every other day. I pencil that in. I also am probably going to include guitar. However, that's every single day, so I'm not doing that on camera. And then I'm just going to refer to all of the tasks that I set out earlier, and I'm going to move as many over to Monday as I feel comfortable with. I'm also filling it in with some other tasks that I need to get done at the same time. And like I said, all of the other business and management I do separately. I use this planner in combination with my pocket notebook, so what I will do is, let's say it is Monday, I'm going to review my Monday column and I'm going to rewrite the tasks in the order in which I want to complete them. And I'm also going to put in any other details or mini tasks that need to get done within a larger task, because as we know, some larger projects require subsidiary tasks that need to be done, and I'm not going to fit that all in my weekly planner, so that's going in my daily. And here is where I put my too heavy to hold. It just goes at the front of my pocket notebook, so if I'm feeling really motivated, I can take a crack at that. I personally find this weekly reset helpful because it's simple enough to do every single week while still providing me with enough structure so I feel confident going into the upcoming week. Alright everybody, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my No Frills weekly reset, and if you did, please consider subscribing and giving this video a huge thumbs up. I'm also curious to know, what does your weekly reset look like? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time guys, stay cozy and bye bye.